Assalamualaikum and good day. In this video, we will try to understand the mating system and parental care. Mating system, anisogamy, results in the female invest more in egg than male in sperm. The difference set the male-male competition for access to female and for male to mate with more than one female. This one we call as a polygyny. Polygyny result in greater reproductive success for the male as compared to female. If you still remember and understand, the reproductive success for the female is how many offspring been produced in their lifetime, and for reproductive success for male is how many female they can inseminate. Sexual selection then act more strongly on males, but not all species are polygynous. If you look at the figure 18.1, shows partial distribution of resource, food, nest site, predator, mate. This among the factors that influence a lot the mating system. For example, if you look at the uniform distribution, little polygamy potential. Jadi dia without what we call as higher potential to have a polygamy, because the resource is in the uniform distribution. There no need to clump at one side or one area only. But for the resource that is a clump or cluster on certain area, they will have abundance of species on that area, high density of species on that area. This will cause polygamy potential to be more high. In large area where predators are present, if you look at this statement, and food widely distributed, primate and grazing animal. Grazing is a mammal that eating the grasses, live in a large group, mating with several members of opposite sex, likely for both male and female. In the dense forest where communication is difficult, monogamy prevail. This is something that's not really difficult for you to understand. Mating system classifications based on the extent to which male and female associate during the mating. This is the mating system classification. I believe you already learned this one in reproductive subject. Bio 565, if I'm not wrong. We have the monogamy, one male, one female. Jadi one male, one female. Monogamy. We have the polygyny, one male, two female or more. And then we have the polyandry, one female, two or more male polyandry. We have the promiscuity, absence of prolonged association into multiple mating by at least one sex. That means in their lifetime duration, they have a absence of prolonged association. They will not live in group. They are solitary animals, but in area or condition where they have on heat, they were trying to find the mates. And when they're on heat, they're trying to find the mate. They find the mate, they will have a multiple mating there with several members of the area. At least one sex. And then we have the polygamy, more general term that incorporates all multiple mating. Okay, all the multiple mating, they've been called as a polygamy. They're more generic term. And then we have the ecological classifications of the mating system. Emphasis on the ecological and behavioral potential. We will look and trying to understand this all classification of mating system based on the ecological and behavioral pattern. We will go deeper on every classification mating system, so that we're trying to understand the examples or the reason behind the behavior to have a more female, more male, to have a monogamy relationship. Okay, the first one, monogamy. Neither sex monopolize more than one member of opposite sex. Ini very simple. Mostly humans, they have a monogamy relationship between the female and males. Okay, but also they have a polygamy. Majority in the world, other than the monogamy, they have the what we call as a polygyny, one male with two or more female. Polygyny, we go first to polygyny. Male control access to more than one females. Male control access to more than one female. Male control more than one females, maybe two, maybe three, maybe 4, maybe higher than that. It can be 100 or 1,000, maybe. For example, a long time ago, they have a king with many of the female slave. Okay, that means they control the females. Resource in this polygyny been divided into two types. Okay, the A1 and B1. A1 is resource defense polygyny. For this resource defense polygyny, male control access to female by monopolizing critical resource. They monopolize critical resource. They monopolize critical resource. That means they control resource. They control the area, for examples. When they control the area, that is their territory. Of course, they will control the female also. They will control other males also. And then we have the female defense. We have a B here. We have C here. Female defense polygyny. Male control access to female directly. And the second type of polygyny, female defense polygyny. This is not really difficult because the male, they directly control the females. They are more dominant in their behavior. They are telling the female what to do. The first one, they control the resource. That means they control the area. They control the all the things that be needed by the females. Then indirectly they control the females. But for the second one, female defense polygyny, male control access to the female directly. Male dominance polygyny, mate or resource. And then we go to the number 3, C. Male dominance polygyny, mate or resource not monopolized. Female select mate from the group of males, quality of males. For this one, male have access more than one female. One male, more females. But for this one, female, they are selective. They select the good quality of male to become their partner, to have their offspring. And then they will select more than one males. Sometimes the female itself, they select more than one female. Because of what? Because to make sure that all the egg that they produce inside their body had been fertilized, will be fertilized. Display or territory. I hope you can understand the polygyny be divided into the resource defense polygyny resource defend polygyny, female defend polygyny, male dominant polygyny. And then we have the polyandry. Female control access to male. Female control access to male. For this one, the female control access to the males. We have two type here, A and B. A is resource defend polygyny. Female control access to male by monopolizing critical resource. Jadi this one is quite similar dengan this one, A1. Resource defend polygyny, resource defend polyandry. Female control access to male monopolizing critical resource. How they control the male? They control the resource. What type of resource? Any type of resource. The food, the area, the habitat, the niche area, anything that been needed in daily life of the male. Female access polyandry. Female do not defend resource essential to male, but interact among the other to limit access to the male. That means they have for the second one, female access polyandry. That means they live in the group. When they live in the group, they will cooperate with each other. Which male can mate with their members in the group? Which male cannot mate with their members of the group? They decide in the group, and then after deciding, then they will let or will prevent that particular male from mating inside the group. Hope you can understand that. And then we have the monogamy. Neither sex monopolize more than one member of opposite sex. This is monogamy. Renewable resource are scarce. Individual benefit by remaining with the initial mate and help raise offspring. Long-term pair bond require less time finding mates. If they have a long-term relationship, then they will not having any effort to find another mate. Okay, the seagull bird that breed with former mate have higher reproductive success, less aggression, and synchronized sexual behavior. 19% of the bird are monogam. Very simple, it's not really difficult. You need to read and trying to understand word by word. Hopefully you can remember this monogamy. Predation risk. Species living in small social unit reduce the chance of being eaten. Now we go back to polygyny. That's the first one is some brief introduction. This one, they become more detailed with the example. Polygyny, individual male have access to more than one females. Okay, one male, two female. Why two female? Just a brief introduction to let you know there can be two or more female in the relationship with one female, one male. The first topic or subtype in the polygyny, we have the resource defend polygyny. Male defend area that have a feeding site, nesting site, critical for reproduction. Okay? They have a feeding site, nesting site. That's a key word there. For resource defend polygyny, of course, their resource. When their resource, their defense the resource, the male defend the resource, of course they will control everything that required that resource, especially for the females. Female choice of mate influenced by quality of male and his territory. Female choice influenced by quality of male and his territory, because male itself produce or supplying or preparing the territory, the resource. The higher quality of the resource, the better the chances to have mate with the female. Male walnut flies defend territory in which female lay eggs. It's not really difficult. Male walnut fly. Territory vary in quality. Polygyny threshold, point at which a female may do better to join an already mate female possessing a good territory. This one we call as a polygyny threshold. Why we call as polygyny threshold? Because there is the point at which female may do better to join already mate male possessing. They have already males that have a good quality of territory compared to the unmate male with a poor territory. The higher chances for this male to get the females. Female defend polygyny. Female are gregarious for reason other than reproduction. Male monopolize female and exclude other males. Female are gregarious because limited suitable sites, and male monopolize female for breeding. It's not really difficult. Even I with lack understanding or not very good in English can understand it. Of course, you are much more better in English, can very well understand. Intense competition results among males, and there is a large variance in male reproductive success. Male dominance polygyny. Male do not care for young, have little opportunity to control resource on mate. Female select male from the group. The area where male congregate and defend small territory in order to attract and court female are called lack. Lack are characterized by promiscuous communal mating. The lack is used year by after year. Female select mate, copulate, then leave to rear the young on their own. Female get no direct benefit from male in the lacking species. Not really difficult. Jadi basically what they trying to say about the male dominance polygyny. Male dominant polygyny, male do not care for young, doesn't care much about young. They have the reproductive or mating duration, and then they leave. One of the thing that can have a higher potential if from the selections of the females. Female will select the male. Lack are characterized by promiscuous communal mating. You need to try to find what is lack. Okay. Female select mate, copulate, and then leave to rear young. Not really difficult. Male mating success is by small number, depend on dominant female preference for certain territory and phenotypic trait of the males. Older dominant male occupy preferred territory or have best display. Okay, if they are older dominant male, of course lah, the older the dominant male, they have much better territory, much better quality compared to the younger one, because the younger one, they are inexperienced. When they are inexperienced, they doesn't know what is the good quality, how to improve the quality to have the female. Male hammerhead bats. For example, we have the example here. Male hammerhead bat. Male emit loud clunking noise to attract the female. Some male have higher success than others. 6% achieve 75% of copulation. In ungulate, topi, the species of the name, it's a local name if I'm not wrong. The largest reproductively successful male defend single territory and less successful and small cluster in leg. Male in single territory are less successful than those in leg. We have the two type here, Unganda corp. We have the topi. We have the scramble polygyny. Absence of territory or dominance. Frogs, female frog, congregate in temporary pond, often in single night. Large number of male rush to mate with fecund females. In frog, may dislodge smaller already mating male. Horseshoe crab, female lay egg on the shore and male gather offshore to intercept female as they move to the shore to lay eggs. This one is absence of territory or dominance. Scramble polygyny. Now we move to polyandry. Female control access to more than one males. Because female invest in egg exceed that of male sperm. Polyandry is rare. Female provide parental care if food availability at time of breeding is highly variable or breeding rate are low due to predation on young and egg. Female may produce more offspring. In birds, male incubation is common. Males do all the incubation and female lay multiple clutches. For this, polyandry is more common on the bird because the male will do all the incubation, but the female will have a more laying egg in many of the nests. Breeding site of American jacana spinosa. Male territory are small, while female have a super territories that may encompass the nesting area of several males. Male incubate clutches of the single female. Breeding female are 50% larger than males, whom they dominate and provide little parental care. A reversal of the polygyny, the female specialize in egg production. Philopatry return to the same place where they are born. We have the term philopatry, return to the same place where they are born. We have the ecological and mating system that you need to understand. An example of how mating systems are related to resource distribution. Comparative study of red-winged blackbirds. The red-winged blackbird is polygynous. A male defends a territory containing 2 or 3 females. Male arrive 3/4 weeks before female at the same time of previous year, mate and then defend his territory until the young fledge. Male do not have raise young. Female do all the nest building and incubate and feeding young. What they're trying to understand or trying to tell us here, the red-winged blackbird is polygynous. A male defend territory containing 2-3 females, and then the male arrive before the females. They're trying to say that the male will arrive at the nest 3/4 weeks before. Here we can see that the male arrive before. It start coming at January, the higher at February and March. This March, they will have the female in the territory. Easy, right? It's not really difficult. Male do not have raise the young. Male do not have raise the young, but they will trying to defend the young. Female do all the nest building and incubate and feeding the young. That's why they have both here. A closely related species, tricolored blackbird, is sympatric. Coexists with the red-winged blackbird, but its mating system is quite different from the latter. Male and female tricolored pair off in the nomadic colony, establish territory, find mate, build net, lay egg within weeks, and the activities are highly synchronized within each colony. Both sets of tricolor make large investment but shorter time frame than the red-winged cousin. Of course lah, different species, they have a difference. Different behavior. Why do closely related species do things so differently in same place at the same time? It related to energy resource. Why this bird and this bird, even though they are the black bird but different species, generally not really difference because of they are still a black bird. They behave differently. Red-wing has stable diet made because of the resource. The diet itself is stable, insect available easily for several months. A male red-wing defend the same territory several years in a row, contain food needed to support the female and the young. Tricolor got out from the colony on mass feeding flight to access concentrated food resource. Jadi, why there are difference in the behavior? Because of the resource. If this resource is abundance, then they have no worry at all. Okay, this one I will explain next week or another week for the alternative reproductive tactic.